Hello everybody and welcome to another unboxing. Today we're going to have a look at a game from Mantic Games. This is the Dice Game. Right, so very nice cover. You have Mark Grayson or Invincible on the cover. And on the back you've got, let me see, you got some free cards here that you get with the set. But it also gives you an idea of what you're going to get inside actually. Nice looking art. And that's the back of the box. The box is sealed. Now, the thing is, this set is based off the Invincible comic book and not the Invincible TV show. While the art's pretty much almost the same, but you'll see that a lot of Mantic Games chooses to go with the source. Like for example, their Walking Dead game is inspired of the Walking Dead comic book and not the TV series. So that's how they choose to go with the IP. Alright, so let's have a look inside Invincible the Dice Game. These are the two cards that you get. There's the card back, and then you have the two cards here. Very nice looking. The art's really good actually. But so this is the quality of the cards you're gonna get inside. Kind of cool that they wrapped it with the set on the outside so you can have a look inside. So as a buyer, when you're buying, you have some idea of the quality of the art that you're gonna get. Okay, so let's have a look inside. Let's see now. Alright, so first let's have a look at the back of the box. And as you can see, you've got 40 of these cards. And then you've got what I think is the rulebook. And then you've got different kinds of different colored dice, right? You've got 6 of the yellow ones, 3 of the orange ones, 2 of the red ones, and these are, I think these are energy counters, tokens. And then you got 1 of the black ones and 1 of the blue ones. So, alright. So it's pretty much a dice game. So I mean, it's understandable that most things you get here is dice. All right, first off we have the rules. Let's have a look at the rules very quick. It's one sheet rules, which is great. The good thing about sheets rules which are this simple is the game's gonna be quick, very quick. I'll give you a quick rundown of the game very quickly, but let's look at the components. As with a lot of dice games, you get dice. Let me see what the difference. Let me show what the difference is. Okay, so this is the yellow dice. Let's look at the first one. Yellow dice has 3 with 1 dot. There's 3 with 1 dot over there, and you got 3 here with no dots. Right. So it's a 50-50 die with only 1 hit. That's the yellow one, and then you have the red one. Slightly more intensity here in terms of the spectrum, and you got like 2 blank areas, 2 with 2 hits, and then 1 and 1 success. I think they call it successes in this game. And then you have the third one, which is the red dice. You got 2 of these, and you got 1 with a 3. You get 2 with let me see now. You get 2 with the 2s. And you get 2 with the 1s and 1 that's blank. Alright, so that's the red dice. And then you have the black dice, and this is the 2. There's you get 1 with the 1, 2 with the 2s, and then you get 1 with the 3. Oh, sorry, 2 with the 3s. Right? Can you see 3, and then you get 1 with the 4. So that's that. And then you get this dice over here, and this dice comes with different kinds of actions that you roll as you roll the other dice. So that's that. And then you have your life tokens, right? These are your life tokens and how much life you got on you. Then also in the set you get these are well, your game cards or your challenge cards that you play with, right? Okay, so very quickly let's identify what the faces of these dice are. I'm gonna just flip through this very quick so I can show you and have a look what it is. So this one, this dice over here, right, means that if you roll this die, you lose an energy cube, which is basically your life, even if you like even if you beat the challenge, right? And what this game is basically completing challenges, right? You shuffle this dice, and then you go through the different challenges, and the amount of successes you get is dependent upon the card. Over here you will see this number over here. Let me just show you the anatomy of the card. So this is the challenge value. This is the challenge value over here. So for example, like if the challenge value is 1, all you need is 1 success, right? In order for you to get this card 1, right? And because of that, while you roll all your success dice, you roll this dice as well. So like I said, the first one is losing your, where was it? Yeah, losing energy. Because if you fail a challenge, you lose energy, right? But this one, if you roll this one while you roll the other dice, you lose energy as well. Now, every time you decide to roll dice, you have to roll this dice. So we're going to go through this dice very quick before I show you how to play the game. And then you have this one over here. It's called Act 1 with double. So you double the result of your dice. So when you roll the dice, the amount of successes you got, you can double it with this dice, right? This one means add 1 die to the attack. And this one means add 2 dice to the attack. This one, right? This one cancels one of the symbols, right? So if over here you're supposed to lose life and you failed it, you can actually cancel it with this dice. Okay, and then this one is pretty much a reroll. Okay, so let's have a look at the card deck very quick. All right, so let's have a look at the cards. Okay, so the first thing I find from this card, just a quick browse. They don't seem to have they don't seem to have a title, right? A title of the card. Not that it's important, but I think, like for example, this card over here, right? Having a title would have been great. So, just to give the game an extra element and a dimension. Also, perhaps like naming the character, perhaps also kind of cool. The second thing, very quickly looking into the deck, I don't see. Yeah, I don't see Omni-Man. I don't see Atom Eve. Okay, that makes sense though, because perhaps this is just the challenges. The challenges that you have to go through in order to be invincible, right? I get it. So perhaps Omni-Man being in this set in the deck doesn't make sense. But if you know anything about the show, at some point he takes on his dad, right? Omni-Man, right? Invincible takes on. So I guess this could have been one of the challenges. That's the other thing I thought was like kind of interesting in the deck. Also, in terms of challenges, it looks pretty standard. So 1 challenge, 2 challenge, 3 challenges. Let me say how high can you go? 4, 5. So 5 is the highest ones. You got cards like this. Okay, so you got some special case rolls, which are also kind of interesting. Okay, so like I said, I wish they had a little title to the cards so that at least the scenario, what it is, or the character inside, which tells me that perhaps the designer assumed that this is going to be bought by fans of the game. I'm pretty much a fan of Invincible, both the comic book and the TV series. So I guess looking through this is not so strange, but to a new guy, this might be something that's bizarre, because there is no description to it. There's nothing inside. Okay, so how do you play the game? Very quick. It's very easy. You get some dice. You got this dice to play with. It's your turn, and you pretty much, it's face down. You open, you reveal the first card. So let's say the first card is this one, and then you choose how many dice you want to commit to this, to getting this, and you roll whatever dice you roll. You need to roll one of these, right? So you could choose any combination of these, and all you need to do is just get, you know, one hit or one attack, and you've gotten this card. Now the thing is, the dice that you've already used, you put away, and then you go to the next card. For example, next card, whatever the next card is, that says this one, the next card, and then you choose the more dice one. You keep doing this, until you either run out of dice, right? Or you do not want to gamble anymore, or go risk it and pass it to the next opponent, in which case you keep the scores that you earn. Because if, for example, you get one of the harder ones, right? You get one of the harder ones, and you sort of fail, what would actually happen is you lose all the ones that you collected in this turn, which is an interesting mechanic. So it's pushing your luck. See how far you can push your luck to get as many points as you want. Now the thing about this is very quickly, I just need to double check. Yeah, so some cards has 0, so 0 means nothing, but this is just challenge you have to go through. But challenge like this is kind of not so great, because you need to get one attack success, and if you fail, you lose energy. But you want cards like this, where, you know, if you fail, you lose, but if you gain, you get reputation. And the person with the most reputation, right, at the end wins. But I think if I'm not mistaken, each player is the first player to get 15 points, if not mistaken, is the winner. Not the winner, triggers the end game, and the end game is the following other players get a chance, one last chance to surpass the score of 15. Pretty much it. You have also 3 energy tokens, so once you've run out of energy tokens, you're pretty much out of the game. So if you're playing 2 people, this is when you're out of this, you're over. When you're playing with more than 2 people, I guess you know, you're just out of the running, while the rest keep on playing. So you once you're done, you take all of these dice and you pass it to the next person. Now this is actually not a bad game. It feels like a simple game to have, the kind of game that you wanna, you know, do in between other games that you're playing. This game actually reminds me of the Rainer Nizia game, Brains, which we had in the store for quite a bit. It's a very simple game. It's basically zombies collecting brains, right? And the components were quite nice. You had these little brains that you collected. But I also realized that with a game like that, you play it once or twice, and then you're pretty much done. And yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of game you bring and on a holiday, perhaps, and play with folks who do not, you know, who are not fans of Invincible, or people who just want a simple game to play, because there are only a few elements. There's the loss of energy, there is the challenge, and then there is the where is it, reputation points, right? It's very, very simple. Now who's this game for? I would say this game is for folks who want a simple game to play. Also for folks who are fans of Invincible, I suppose. The art looks very, very nice, very legit. Like I said, I wish they had, you know, put titles or name the titles or some flavor text, you know, for it to be a little bit more, I don't know, in universe, perhaps. The dice as well, perhaps, you know, a better design for the dice, but you know, it serves its purpose. It's a kind of game that you take out to play while waiting, either before you head back from your game shop, or you know, on an evening when you have some people over. So that's pretty much it. That's the unboxing of Invincible, the dice game, from Mantic Games. A simple, quick game. I would say that each round of this game would take about like maybe 15 minutes, perhaps, depending on the risk taker or players who play. And not a bad product, if you ask me. Nice looking art. Like I said, the shortcomings is I wish the cards were named. I wish there's a little bit more to the game. But for what it is, Yep, it's invincible. So I hope you like the unboxing. If you like the comic book or you like the TV series, let me know in the comments. And do you think there should have been a little bit more characters in this game? I think there should have been a few more characters. Perhaps a card that like for example, I play Invincible, and the other person plays Atom Eve or whatever it is, right? I thought that'd be kind of interesting. But again, this is my thoughts. Hope you like the unboxing. As always, like and subscribe, and don't forget to enjoy painting those figures.